In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to attach a pom in such a way that you can feel it secure and it's not going to come off. Now, sometimes people will take a pom and they'll put it on a hat or something and they'll say, well, I may want to remove it. In that case, you may want to use a different method where you're just tying a knot on the inside, maybe a little bow that you can untie later. But with these golf head covers, and I have a putter cover here, a Patriotic putter cover, I want the pom attached so that it doesn't come off and there will be no concerns about it coming off. If I'm attaching a pom to a putter cover, it's very difficult to attach it when it's finished because I'd have to turn it inside out in order to get to the inside. So I've kind of figured out over the years, if I wait before I finish closing the putter cover with the Kitchener stitch, I have more control over placing the pom, securing it, and it's easier to use the Kitchener stitch to close the putter cover around the pom than the other way around. So that's why these stitches are here on the needle. Now, I have this clover clover pom maker, and I have the yarn on here, and I really like this clover maker. I use this one all the time for the poms that I make, and I've got it cut and I'm ready to secure the attachment yarn. I usually take a double strand of the matching the color that I'm going to attach to. So I'm going to use blue here, and I loop it, and then I just pull it around the middle, and I pull it really tightly, and I try to remember to start with the loop end first, just so I can remember which one I've tied. So I will take the loop and pull it, tie it into a tight knot, and then take the other end and pull it and tie it again. All right, so now this is ready to be opened up, and I'm just going to flip these wings and get it out. All right, and there it is. So if I'm going to attach this, if it needs a little trimming, I would normally trim it before I attach it. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to go ahead. But you can see there's some places. Of course, you never want to pull any of the strands out because that changes the tension. And you need to keep that tension on the yarn that's used to tie around the center. All right, so let me just pause for a second and I'll do a little trimming on this. Okay, so I have this trimmed and I'm ready to put it on. I use a crochet hook to do this, and I'm usually, for this putter cover, I usually put it across the two center stitches on the top. I take my crochet hook, and that's about where I'm going to want the first strand. So I take the crochet hook and I pull it through to the inside, and then I go 2 stitches on the other side, and I pulled that through also. All right, so now I have these 2 double strands, and this is my yarn for closure. I want to be sure I don't get that involved. Again, I usually start with the one with the loop, just so I can remember, now which one did I already tie? So I start with the one with the loop, pull it nice and tight, tie it in a knot, and then tie the second one. All right, now I will at this point cut the loop off because I'm finished tying. And the next thing I do is I take this sharp needle, and you can do them both at the same time, or you can do them one at a time. I take it and I pull it to the inside. Now, if I had used the red yarn, it would match the pom, but I used the blue, so I'm going to be pulling these into the pom, but I'm going to trim them kind of short so they don't show up. So I take the two at a time or one at a time, and I locate the knots that I just tied. You can feel it with your finger. So I take this sharp needle and I pierce the knot and then push it through to the pom. Looked like one yarn pulled out. If it's the same color, you can just trim it at the outside. But because this is a different color, I'm going to kind of push in and then trim that off, and then that disappears. And I'll go ahead and I'll do the other 2 yarns as well. And you want to use a sharp needle rather than a blunt needle to do this, because you need to pierce that knot. And so I take the other 2. You can do them one at a time if you'd like, but I'm going to use both of these at the same time. Again, going into that knot, locating that knot, and then piercing the knot, so you're actually securing the knot even more. And pull it through to the palm. Because this is a different color, I'm going to cut it nice and short, a little shorter, which you will never see once you're done. All right, so got this palm knotted. I've got the ends securing the knot through the palm, and it's not going to come up. Of course, the next thing I need to do to finish this up then is just use my Kitchener stitch to close the putter cover. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this way to secure a pom-pom. And again, if you think there's a chance you may want to take it off, you're not going to use this method. You're going to just tie a knot with maybe some sort of a bow. But because of the putter going in and out of this, I want it to be secure, and I don't want there to be any ends to be caught by the putter.